Hello YouTube channel Easy Explanation. In this video tutorial we will be learning about function in Python programming language. So the first function that we will be learning today is lambda function. So lambda function is called as a anonymous function also, and it is one of the very powerful function concept used by a Python programming language, and it is also called as the inline functions. So how to use the lambda function? So let us say I have defined x equals to lambda I is to I plus 2. Here I is the argument, and after the colon will be providing the operation that will be performing on that argument. So the syntax of lambda function will be something like this: lambda arg and then operation on args. So I have written one lambda function like this. Okay, I have written one lambda function like this: x equals to lambda I is to I plus 2. Now see how to call this function. Okay, this line has been executed now, so we can call this function like something like this: x of 2. See, it returns 4. So 2 is passed to the argument I, and it will calculate 2 plus 2, which returns the value as a 4. Another thing, you can write as many arguments you want. Suppose I have written a comma b comma c is to a plus b plus c. Then you can call the function sum or variable sum. In variable sum you need to pass 3 arguments. Let us say 10, 20 and 30. You can see the result is 60. Suppose x cube is equals to lambda I square, and when we write x cube of 2, it will give you the value as a 4. So lambda function is one of the very powerful functions available in Python programming language, and we'll be using, like while doing the Python programming language, most of the time we'll use the lambda function in order to solve very much complex task also. So this is about the lambda function. Now another function that we need to know is some built-in functions. Built-in functions in Python. So the built-in function that we will be learning today is, one is filter method and another is map function. So we'll be learning about filter and map. So let us understand the syntax of the filter and map. So help filter, you can see this is the syntax of the filter function. Functions are known and then one iterable. So this function, the first argument, which is a function, will be applied on each and every element of the given iterable. So let's define one program for this filter method. Let us say I have a list L equals to 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 and 9, and I will include 10 also here. Now suppose I have to filter out only the even numbers from list. Okay, filters out only the even number from list. Okay, so this is the orientation error. Okay, now it will be solved. Now we have a list L equals to 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, and from this list we have to filter out the even number only. So I'll be calling filter function here for that. So f equals to filter, and then we'll write the function. Then while write a function here, I'll be including a lambda function. Lambda I is to I modulus 2 double equals to 0, and then include the iterable will be L. So how this will work is, so for the filter function, L is the iterable, so the first element of L, which is 1, will be passed as argument, and then it will compute 1 modulus 2 equals to 0. If this is true, then return the values. Then again for another number in the list 2, it will be computing 2 modulus equals to 0, 3 modulus equals to 0, and those values for which the lambda function returns true will be filtered out from the given list. So the lambda function will be applied to each and every element of the given iterable L. In this way it works. Now when you write f, it will just print the memory mapping of f. Now if you want to print the or to get the actual values that is stored in f, we have to convert this into list and write list of f. You can see we have filtered out only the even number from the list. Similarly, you can also print or filter out the odd number from the list. So you can also filter out the odd number from the given list. So filter odd number from list. Again I will write O is equals to filter, then write the function lambda I equals to I modulus 2 not equals to 0, and the iterable is L, and then write list of O. It will print only the odd number in the given list. So in this way we can apply the filter method on the given iterables to filter out the desired values from the given iterables. So this is the way we can use the filter method. Okay, now the another function that we, or another method that we need to understand is the map function. So the syntax of the map function is very much similar to filter function only. Here the function will be applied on each and every element of the given iterables. Let us say I have a function something like, I will write map method. For that, to understand the map method, let us say I have list L equals to 10, 20, 30, 40. Now suppose I want to square all these values of the given list, means I want to apply the same method to all the element of the given list, and we can achieve this by using map method. Map m equals to map of, I'll write a method that will apply the same functionality to each and every element of the list. So lambda I equals to I square comma L. Now this lambda method will be applied to each and every element of the list one by one, and it will return the square of the values. And when you print m, you will get the memory value, memory mapping, and if you write list of m, you will get the actual values. Okay, so in this way we can apply the common function to each and every element of the given list using the map function. Now suppose you want to add the number 2 to each and every element of the given list. Again we can use the map function. M equals to map lambda I is to I plus 2 comma L. Again when you write list of m, get value something like this. So this is how our map function work, or map function or method work in Python programming language. Now after this built-in functions in Python, we'll be learning about functional programming in Python programming language. So how to perform functional programming using function in Python. So functional programming. For that, first understand what is the syntax of function in Python programming language. So similar to functions in other programming language, the syntax of function is in Python programming language is also same. So something like syntax of Python will be syntax of functions in Python will be, we have to use the keyword def. We have to use the keyword def to indicate that we are using the Python function. Then we can write function name, then we have argument list separated by comma, then colon, then separating the three space, or after giving the indentation, we'll write the setup statement that need to be executed by this function. Statement 2, statement 3. So n number of statement you can write which you want this function to execute. And you can see we'll be using the indentation concept in order to group the block of a statement that belongs to the function, belongs to that given functions. So now based on this syntax of the function, let us write one simple function that will add two numbers. Now function to add two numbers. So first we have to use the keyword def to indicate we are dealing with a Python function. Then I will write a function or define a function called as a sum, which will accept two arguments a, b, and it will return a plus b. So we can call this function sum with two arguments 10 and 20. See, it should return the value as 30. Okay, so this is the function with argument. We can call the function without argument also, like def display, and then we'll be writing print hello world. So we can call the function display without any argument and it should print hello world. We should print the message hello world. Now let's understand the concept of default argument in Python function. Default argument in function. So let us define one method called as sum, def sum a comma b equals to 20, and then return a plus b. Now I will be calling the function sum just by passing the values for a. Okay, now see, this function sum will take the value 10 will be assigned into the variable a, and for the variable b it will be using the default values which is 20. So 10 plus 20 equals to 30. If I'll call the function sum as 10 and 100, now see, we'll get the result as 110 or 110. Here the value 20 will be replaced by the value 100. Now when you are passing the default argument, you need to take care of one more thing. Like suppose if you want to define default argument, so if I define the default argument like this, then it will throw one error like non-default argument follows the default argument. Okay, so always write all the non-default argument before the default argument. That is the reason why it is throwing the error. If I'll change the places, if I'll place b, which is the non-default argument, before a equals to 20, then it will work as this, then it will not throw the error. So this is the thing you need to keep in mind while passing the default argument to a function. Then another is the keyword argument. Keyword argument in function. So let us define one function called as again sum a comma b comma c, and print a equals to comma a comma b equals to comma b, c equals to comma c. Instead of writing sum, I'll write display here. Now if I'll call the function display with the value of a as, or sorry, value of c as 100, a as 20, and b as 99. Now you can see we are changing the order in which the arguments are passed. So if you are calling the function in this manner, then it is called as a keyword based function call. So automatically what happens is the value of 100 will be assigned into argument c, the value of a, which is 20, will be assigned into variable a, into the argument a, and the value of b will be assigned into b. Now we'll print the result. You can see the value of a equals to 20, b equals to 99, and c equals to 100. So in this way we can pass keyword argument to a given function. Okay. In this way we can pass keyword argument to any given function in Python programming language. Now after that, one confusing thing that most of the Python developer faces, the use of star in the argument of a function. Like sometime we'll be using single star like star args, or sometime we'll be using double star, which is star kargs. So what is the meaning of that? So I'll define a function called as a test, def test star args. So print type of args, and then again print args. See what happens when you use the single star variable as a function argument. I'll call this function test with the values 10, 20, 30, and 40. So see what happens. So this function test will convert this set of values, or pack this set of values into a tuple. So this set of values will be packed into a tuple, so it returns class as a tuple. Okay, and you can see the values of args are 10, 20, 30, and 40. So whenever you are using star args or single star in the argument, this will convert the given set of values into tuple, and we can perform whatever operation you want on the given tuples values. So if I'll define the same function again, something like this, def test star args, and then for I in args print I, then see the result. If I'll test 100, 200, 300, and 400, okay, in this way it will print the result. So we are doing nothing but we are iterating over the values of tuple here. This for loop is iterating over the values of tuples. So star args, so what we can conclude from here is, in function test star args packs the values passed as tuple. Star args packs the values passed to the argument as a tuples, and we can do whatever valid operation we can perform on the tuple there. Now we have sometime we'll be having double star in the functions argument. So again we'll writing one more function, def test again, and write double star k works. This is just a variable name. KWARGS is just a variable name. Let us see what is the use of double star in the Python argument. So first print type of values returned by KWARGS, KWARGS, and then print KWARGS. Now suppose, so what double star will do is it will pack the values passed as an argument into a dictionary. So star double star KWARGS will pack the values passed as dictionary. Now let us say I am passing the values in the form of key and values, something like name equals to Alex, then age equals to 20, then salary equals to 1000. Now see, this function, this printf statement is printing what? The type of the data type of KWARGS is what? Dictionary. And when I am printing the result is now converted as a dictionary. So whenever you pass the values in this format, your double star KWARGS will pack this set of values as a dictionary, and the first value will be taken as a key and the second value will be taken as a values for that key. So the name will be key and its value will be Alex, age will be the key and its value will be 20, salary will be the key and its value will be 1000. So in this way it works. So I will be modifying this function again. Now see, since we know that KWARGS pack the set of values as a function, we can call iterator over the dictionary also, or sorry, KWARGS will pack the set of values as a dictionary, so we can call a iterator over this dictionary, like for k comma v in KWARGS dot items print k comma v. Now I'll call this function again. So this method will print the value passed in the form of key value pair. So you can see the key is name, value is Alex, key is age and value is 20, key is salary, the value is 1000. So in this way the KWARGS double star KWARGS function works. So double star, the meaning of double star is it will pack the values passed as argument in the form of dictionary, and single star will pass, sorry, okay, the single star will pack the set of values that is passed as argument in the form of tuple. So never get confused whenever you face such type of argument in function call in Python programming language. Now you can combine these two, like def display star args and double star KWARGS. Then you can write for I in args print I, and after that I will draw one line, print star into 40 times. Then for KWARGS we'll write for k comma v in KWARGS dot items print k is to value. Now I'll be calling the function display. The set of values 10, 20, 30. So the first 10, 20, 30 will be packed as a tuple, and the variable name for that tuple will be args, and the second set of values, suppose I am passing something like this. Then the other set of values will be packed as a dictionary into variable called as a kworks. So you can access the dictionary by using the kworks variable. So we'll call this function. Let us see what is the result we'll get. So dict object has no attribute item, so it should be items here. You can see this is the result we get. So these are the methods or function available in Python programming language. If you have any queries regarding the functions or how functions can be implemented in Python programming language, please let me know in the comment sections below. And please like, share and subscribe our channel for more updates on the new videos. Thank you for listening everyone. Till then, bye bye.